I'm Dr. Kyle Horner from Carolina Arthritis Center. Living with arthritis or joint pain doesn't have to limit your life. At Carolina Arthritis Center in Greenville, we're Eastern North Carolina's only private, single specialty rheumatology clinic dedicated exclusively to your joint health. Our experienced team offers comprehensive care all under one roof. From consultations and joint injections to on-site laboratory, x-ray, bone density testing, and our specialized infusion suite. No more running around to multiple locations for your arthritis evaluation. When you need expert rheumatology care, choose the specialist who focus solely on conditions like yours every single day. Carolina Arthritis Center, where your mobility and comfort are our main priority. Call 252-321-8474 or visit carolina-arthritis.com to schedule your consultation today. Again, that number is 252-321-8474. Carolina Arthritis Center,
where your journey to health begins.
Yeah. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes. Yes, you're welcome to Peak Perspectives here on Awesome Radio. Good morning, Eastern North Carolina, and good morning, the rest of the world. As always, I'm Victor, your host, and as always, I'm joined by my mostly amazing, sometimes amazing co-host, EY and Patrick. Fellas, how you guys doing this morning? Yeah, this morning.
Around the world. It's going to be a very interesting show this morning. Patrick.
Yeah, that's right. Today we're diving into fashion, culture, and the stories we wear. So it's all in celebration of the Fashion on Display event coming up on September 11th. Stay tuned. We're talking to Dr. Kachari and Foley, and they're here with us. And we also got the executive director, Mr. Rose Porter. We also have Fernanda Newman and her amazing rockstar husband here in the studio showing some support. Yeah, but before we get into all of that, here is the top community news recap, proudly presented by Carolina. What do we have?
First news I have is this morning says Pitt County Police Force has held today, August 24th, the free medicine.
Yes, Pitt County Public Health will host its very first family health block party today, August 23rd, from 9 a.m. I think it just started to 2 p.m. at the Government Office Complex in Greenville in partnership with NC Med Assist. The event will feature a free over-the-counter medicine giveaway, health screenings, and information about community resources. First 100 visitors will also receive a $10 voucher for the Ride for Revival bus, a mobile market offering fresh local foods. Families can expect a wide range of free activities, including food giveaways, children's vaccine record check, a breastfeeding awareness celebration, and baby item donations. There will also be food trucks, fun children's activities, and plenty of resources for family health. Organizers say the block party is a chance to see the health department's mission in action while connecting residents with the help they need. For details, please contact Vashti Kitrell at the Pitt County Health Department. Yes, it's happening right now. Yes, go ahead. What do we have? Yes. So, Greenville Museum of Arts is having the Fashion on Display event, and then for the first time, They're having an emerging designer showcase. So if you're an emerging designer here in Eastern North Carolina, you can submit 1 to 5 looks that will be selected for the runway walk. And the deadline for submission is August the 31st, and it's free to submit that. Yes, Greenville, the city of Greenville is offering facade improvement grants. The city of Greenville is now accepting applications for its facade improvement grant program. This initiative helps business owners and tenants upgrade or restore the exterior of commercial buildings in eligible area with a focus on bringing storefronts back to their original designs and material. City leaders say the program is a great opportunity for property owners to improve curb appeal, strengthening their businesses, and to tap into available funding for rehabilitation projects. More details include eligibility maps and guidelines, and these can be found on the City of Greenville's website. You're still tuned into Awesome Radio Network. We'll be back right after the break.
Hello, my name is Tracy, and you're listening to Awesome Radio 107.5 FM, 1570 AM, WECU Radio. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Kyle Horner from Carolina Arthritis Center. Living with arthritis or joint pain doesn't have to limit your life. At Carolina Arthritis Center in Greenville, we're Eastern North Carolina's only private, single specialty rheumatology clinic dedicated exclusively to your joint health. Our experienced team offers comprehensive care all under one, from consultations and joint injections to on-site laboratory, x-ray, bone density testing, and our specialized infusion suite. No more running around to multiple locations for your arthritis evaluation. When you need expert rheumatology care, choose the specialist who focus solely on conditions like yours every single day. Carolina Arthritis Center, where your mobility and comfort are our main priority. Call 252-321-8474 or visit carolina-arthritis.com to schedule your consultation today. Again, that number is 252-321-8474. Carolina Arthritis Center, where your journey to health begins.
Yay! Yes. 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 Yes, if you're just joining us, you're tuned live on Pitt Perspectives, live on Awesome Radio Network. Pitt Perspectives is the community show where we share stories, celebrate culture, and inspire community. And I have my buddies, AY and Patrick. And then we also have some guests in the studio. We have
Yes.
Dr. Kachari and Colin. Come on, one time for Dr. Kachari and Colin. Yay. Yes, just before we went on that break, we brought you the top community news recap presented by Carolina Arthritis Center. Now let's get into today's big conversation. I'm excited. How are you guys feeling?
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yes, so we are talking about threads of identity, fashion, culture, and the stories we wear. You all know fashion isn't just about what's trending. Fashion is also about memory. It's also about culture and self-expression. You know, from your grandmother's Sunday hat to the sneakers that define a generation. We have a Gen Z in the building, Patrick. Yes, what we wear tells the story of who we are and where we come from. Right, AY?
Yes, and for this year, we are talking about fashion on display events,
Yes.
and that really captures, the spirit of what we're trying to discuss this
Yes.
morning. And it's happening on Thursday, September 11th, from 5:30 to 8 p.m. at the Greenville Museum of Arts. And of course, guests can expect a runway show featuring local boutiques, pop-up shops, raffles, complimentary bites, and an open bar. So it's going to be a lot of things happening on that day. Patrick, I'm expecting that you'll be there. I don't know. Would you like to be?
It depends. Being an RA on campus and being a bio major. If I have a free
Bro,
Saturday, I
don't
definitely will
give
be
us
there.
excuses.
I will be there. I will
It's
be
fine.
there. Let's just say for
Yeah,
the
we
time
talked
being.
about it earlier, for the first time, having an Imagine Designer Showcase where local designers can submit up to 5 looks, and some of those designs will make it to the runway. And the Imagine Designer Showcase, it's free to enter, but the deadline for submission is August the 31st. So if you know any designer, any creative, in Greenville or in Eastern North Carolina, there's a big opportunity for creative folks right here in our community. Now, speaking of creativity, we have two guests in the building, Dr. Kachari and Colin. Thank you both for joining us. Thank you both for joining us. Yeah, say something in the mic. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having us today.
Yes, yes. So, yes, Colin, I don't think you know about the fashion event, right?
Yes.
The fashion on display events. Why is it such an important, event for the Greenville Museum of Art and then the community in general?
I think fashion, it's not just fabric and stitches. What you are wearing
Right.
will tell somebody about you
Right.
before you even speak.
Right. That's interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's interesting, guys. It's
I
interesting.
agree. I
Yeah.
know there's this, I think, is there an adage that we use back home? I don't know if it's used.
Okay, you'll be
They
sure.
said you should dress the way you want to be addressed.
Right.
And, there is a sense of identity that comes with, your fashion. So before you speak a word, the first thing that people notice about you is your appearance. And what forms a large part of that is your fashion. So I can have an idea of a person's maybe identity, where they're from, by just looking at the way they are.
I mean, not just
put
identity.
together.
I think one of
Yeah.
the things I've noticed being here in the US is how you can tell so much about someone from how they dress.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
you can find out if someone is a vet, you can find out someone's political affiliation or sexuality, even, just from how
They are dressed,
they dress up. And I think it's a very interesting thing. And I think I'm also excited. I mean, for the events generally, just how these nights where you bring, it brings the community together in fashion and in creativity, Yeah, Patrick.
Yeah, I think you're right. Fashion definitely does define, people, and especially maybe, your younger generations, rock on Air Forces almost with every attire. You can tell that, yeah, the fashion trend, they're always keeping up with the fashion trend, whether it's a TikTok fashion trend or an Instagram fashion trend.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then more older people are more, professionally dressed most of the time. You can kind of tell, you can even tell what kind of age group people are in according to
Yep.
what they put on, for example. And yeah, fashion does speak a lot to identity and all.
Yeah, and there is something I also noticed, that people who are a bit advanced in age, when they sometimes want to feel a bit younger, they try to dress like the younger people. I've seen people do, especially from where I'm from.
Yeah.
I've seen people do that a lot. Like,
Where are you from?
from Nigeria. You of course they are a bit more advanced in age, and then they want to kind of feel young again. They dress a certain kind of way
Right.
that make them sometimes even make them look younger. So you look at the person, you can't even tell if they're as old as they are, or you understand what I'm trying to say.
Right,
So
right.
it's a lot. It's beyond just wearing a dress. It tells a lot about identity and even how it makes people feel, right? So
Right.
even in your dressing, apart from how we appear to other people, it's something it does to you, and it makes you feel a certain kind of way.
Right. Yeah, so our listeners, we didn't forget we have, I think it gets very emotional at some point and yeah, even controversial sometimes. We want to hear from you, really. And our calling questions today is, how do you use fashion to express who you are today? And what's your fashion hot takes? I think that's a very interesting one. And our phone lines are open. You can get us on 252-756-2008, or you can send us an email, hello.pitperspectives@gmail.com. Or you can drop us a message on any of the live streams and we'll get to it. How do you use fashion to express who you are today? And then what's your fashion hot take? I think I'm excited to hear yours, fashion hot take. So Dr. Kachari, tell us a little about, fashion and, all of the things, your understanding or, just your point of view about fashion and creativity and how people show up in the world.
Yeah, so no, thank you. Yeah, so when I think about fashion, I think with the event, what I think it's amazing is I think Greenville in this area is growing, and I think having the fashion event lets us see just the diversity in the community,
Right.
and lets us see everything. For me, I think about sort of I'm originally from India,
Oh, wow.
and I think about sort of the bright colors, the dresses, like my mom wearing a sari or called Punjabi dress, which are adorned with different colors and designs and sparkles and lights. And then we know this because my brother's getting married next year, so there's
Oh, wow.
big Indian weddings are 3 to 5 day events with
Yeah.
multiple colors, multiple dresses. You have elephants or horses and all these things.
Wow.
And to me, that just fashion ties in with, especially Indian culture, with weddings and ceremonies. And I think it just helps to sort of add to the sort of the greatness of sort of culture.
Right. That's amazing. Patrick,
absolutely.
the mic on your laptop, is it muted? The system.
Yes,
on.
it is.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, right. I think some folks are sending a message that they're getting some feedback online. So hopefully we'll be able to
Get
resolve
fixed,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, in a minute. Yes, so you're still tuned on to Pitt Perspectives on Awesome Radio Network. And we're talking about fashion and creativity and the Fashion on Display event by the Greenville Museum of Arts. Yes, guys. So let's start
Yes,
with
so I've been to the Greenville Museum of
Okay,
Arts.
yeah. I think
Obviously,
we
we
have.
had a couple of events there,
Yeah.
and especially the first one. I think it was the
The game night. Was it the game?
yeah,
Game
yeah,
day,
game
not
day.
game night.
Yes.
Yes, game day.
It was the game day, and man, it was a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. And then, of course, we went for the sidewalk event, and I think there was another event. It was Christmas. There was an
Oh
event.
yeah, the wine tasting thing. We worked at
Yes,
the wine booth.
yes,
so that-
yes.
Yeah, you're
Christmas,
right. You're right,
So,
yeah.
so it's always a wonderful time to be at the Greenville Museum when we have those events, and this is another event that I'm looking forward to. Personally, I've never been at a fashion show.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so yeah, I'm
Okay.
putting it out there, and so I'm really looking forward to experience this for the first time, and I'm trying to see like what should I expect.
Okay.
For someone like me who is especially coming to a fashion, not even just in Greenville, but
Yeah,
Anywhere.
I think I second AY on that. I've never seen a fashion,
Fashion, yeah.
on display before. I've never
I've
been
seen
to a
it on
fashion show.
maybe on TV, yeah,
Yes.
but like
Uh-huh.
live in person, I've never
Yes,
been to
yes.
like a
And I
runway.
think Victor, he feels to be a fashion person. We'll go on the break shortly, and we're still on Awesome Radio. We'll be right back after the break.
I'm coming for you.
You're listening to Awesome Radio, WECU 107.5 FM, 1570 AM. Christian media with the spirit of excellence.
The 4th Annual Job Fair Street Summit, August 30th from 12 noon to 6 p.m. at CMEPS Middle School, located at 1100 South Am Street, Greenville. If you're looking for a job, then jobs are looking for you too. So look for companies like factory, retail, shop, education, restaurant, grocery, auto, travel, and more. And while you're waiting for your next interview, enjoy free pizza and register to receive a free flat screen TV. Don't forget to pick up your free case of chicken while supplies last. Contact Mr. Ben Johnson for more information, 252-258-6827. That's 252-258-6827. The 4th Annual Job Fair Street Summit, August 30th from 12 noon to 6 p.m. We want you to come expecting to get that job. So don't forget, August 30th, 12 noon to 6 p.m. at CMEPS Middle School, located at 1100 South Am Street, Greenville. Mr. Ben Johnson can give you all the other information. 252-258-6827. That's 252-258.
Yes. You can hear some extra shakes. That's from our guests. From Dr. Kachari and Colin. Yeah, I mean, you all are fast learners too. We get right into it. That's amazing. So I'm interested. I'm curious about like what fashion looks like when you all grew up or where you all grew up. I know we talked about this briefly before we went on air about how you grew up in New Jersey. Like, what kind of things did you see people wear when you grew up? How was that?
It was growing up. it was always very fashionable.
Oh, okay.
Like, because you were so close to New York City.
Oh, okay.
So
Which is like the fashion capital of the world.
yes,
Okay.
Yes. So everybody, but everybody looked different.
Oh, okay.
Not everybody dressed the same. Not everybody had the same style going
Right,
on. And
right.
that's where it spoke to me, even growing up,
Okay.
like how different everybody was.
That is impressive. I'm wondering too, how like in Nigeria, in Yoruba, do this Yoruba, Iwa is from Nigeria, and then Yoruba now is a Yoruba man. So in Yoruba, you all have the Babariga, there's a traditional piece. What else do you all have?
Yeah, basically we have ashoke. So
Okay,
ashoke
yeah, yeah,
is,
ashoke.
is the fabric itself,
Okay.
and from there they make the kind of dresses we wear, and
Right.
there is called what they call danshiki.
Okay.
So it's
This is
it's-
the Danshiki though.
Nah,
sort of.
this is this is not this is modernized.
This boy, you don't have respect.
Nah, this is not dashiki. Dashiki has it's a bit more open. It's close to the agbada you're talking about, but it's not agbada. So it's like half of it. Do you get? So and then it cuts somewhere around here, and then it's really it looks really elegant when you see people wear things like that. And I'm sure that I mean a lot of people from I think Oyo, they wear the abeti aja cap, which is different from the regular cap that we wear. You know that normal cap that you wear and just fold to the side. That's gobi. It's different from that. They wear the abeti aja, which comes down and then you fold it back up. I mean, I'll look for a picture and show you guys, but it's really nice.
Right.
And for us, like I said earlier, fashion is identity. So when I dress that way, you can almost tell where I'm from.
Right.
Do you
right.
understand? So people dress in a way that shows where they are from. So you see somebody. So for example, now that we are even here in the US, for example, if I go to an event and I see someone dressed that way,
Right.
I immediately connect to say, oh, this person is I know this, I'm familiar with this fashion.
Right.
So if I now walk towards the person and maybe the person is not even from Nigeria, then I'll be surprised that, oh, I actually thought you're from there. But I mean,
Okay.
but the first thing is that it has connected me to that person. It's just like language,
Right,
right?
right.
I might not be from a place, but I walk into a room and I hear someone speaking my language. Even if the person is not from where I'm from, I will still connect to the person. So that's the way I see fashion too. I see it in a way it sort of connects people, right? The way we dress, it connects us. So if I walk into a room and everybody is dressed differently, and there's somebody dressed exact same way I am, subconsciously you might not know it, but subconsciously there's something that draws you to that person.
Right.
Because you are there's a sense of identity.
Right.
There's something that
Right.
connects you both.
Right.
So in that room, there's that thing that brings you towards that. You might not even try to do it consciously,
Right,
but
right,
because
right,
you guys
right,
are, and I'll give you an example. This just came to my mind now. So I don't know for those who watch Love Island.
Okay.
So
Did you watch Love Island?
So
No,
I think it
don't
was
watch
the
it.
season before.
AY is the biggest fan of Love Island.
No, but like the season before this one, on the first day of their matching, there were two people who were dressed the exact same way.
Okay.
Right, they were wearing matching colors, and then even the style was different,
Right.
the same.
Right.
And then somehow they just matched,
And they ended up together.
and they ended up winning the show. Actually,
That's wild.
so
wow.
and I'm sure at the time, of course, they didn't plan to dress the same way, but the fact that they came into that space and there was somebody who was dressed the way you are dressed, you don't have to do it consciously. It just pulls you in a certain kind of way, because there are a lot of options, there are a lot of people you're looking at.
Right.
But at that moment, something just tells you, now this is it. I need to move.
So
closer."
fashion is
It's-
a language.
It connects people. Yes,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
language.
yeah,
Yes.
I see what you mean. So
Yeah.
I've always wondered, with South Africa, do you all have like a traditional kind of clothing?
Yeah, so South Africa has a lot of different cultures.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah, so each culture has their own traditional attire.
Okay.
So
What's
yeah,
yours?
mine is the
What culture though? Your sir.
No, I'm not Xhosa. I'm not Xhosa. Pedi.
Petty.
Yeah, and it's
that's
more,
why you're petty.
Nah.
no. Victor is coming for me again.
Yeah, you started it though.
I did
but
not
it's
start a
fine.
you. Okay, anyways, yeah, and all the different cultures have different clothing, and there's different clothing for when people get married, for
Ah, okay.
example, like the big hats, They have very difficult names.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like the big hat that women wear when they get married is called the ikolo, which is
The what?
ikolo.
Okay,
It's
okay, I will
yeah,
try that.
yeah, don't try that. It's not. Anyways, it's like this big hat that has a lot of beads on it and
Uh-huh.
coloring. Yeah, which signifies that they just got married. And like there's attires for everything. And for the men, for the most part, it's normally like animal skin that is woven into
Yeah.
different clothes.
I think
And
I've,
yeah,
I've seen
it's-
some of that.
yeah.
So I wanted to actually ask Victor this
Okay.
question. So
Please.
I mean it's too late.
Yes,
So
please.
there is this cap that you wear all the time.
Okay.
And for those who
Yeah,
are
I
seeing
mean-
us online, they can see that the cap is actually on that cap. So
Okay.
can you tell us about this cap?
So
and
this
what it
is
signifies?
this is a hat. It's hand woven.
Yeah.
And it's worn by chiefs, traditional chiefs and kings, you know. So I don't
So
like
you are a
showing
chief?
myself. Yeah, I am.
Oh,
So
okay.
Yeah,
what's-
traditional
what's-
chief. What chief? Akajidotara Ebu Atuwofe one of Abba Kingdom. Yeah, you all should give me respect, you know. That's the thing. Yeah, actually.
Chief.
Yes. Yeah, you all are.
Chief Victor.
Yes. Call it
Wow.
again.
I mean, Victor's a man of many talents. He's a musician.
Yeah.
He's an upcoming
Comedian.
pastor.
No, that's a
comedian.
lie. It's
Yeah, pastor.
Patrick is a pastor. He's a pastor in training.
No,
You know how you all know the Bible story of Jonah?
I think
how-
Victor is the pastor out of training. Actually, He's been
Yeah.
kicked out.
You guys are confusing our guests. Don't mind these guys at all. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
fashion is a very, very interesting. Okay, let's talk about hot takes, for instance.
Yes.
Do you have any?
So right now, I don't think I can think of one now. But what comes to mind is one of our callers, Denishika. I think there was a time we were talking about. I think we had where we talked about something about fashion at some point, and then she called in and she was talking about people how they dress during the summer.
Oh, yeah.
And I honestly remember that because that day stuck with me because I share the same view of the fact that yes, I mean the weather is actually very hot, and this is mostly because of maybe cultural differences. I would say, where I'm from, traditionally, or in fact Nigeria as a whole, there is the cultural thing about dressing that has to do with a lot of covering up, especially for females. Of course, guys naturally will cover up. I don't see too many guys, trying to.
Unless they work out and they want to show off, yeah.
I don't even think you do that on the streets.
Oh,
especially,
yeah,
I
true,
mean,
true.
do you understand? So there's that thing about being dressed up and being all covered up and stuff. So maybe I'll call that a culture shock for me. So when I came here, I noticed that the dresses are a bit more
Skimpy?
no, that's not the word I want to
Okay.
use. But like a bit more, maybe more liberal with the approach to dressing.
Okay.
It's a bit more, free in a sense. And so when she called, I was quite surprised that someone who is here shares the same view. But of course, what I concluded then was that, I mean, it's cultural differences. So I
Right.
just assumed that that's why. But I mean, there's somebody who is also American who shares, that same view. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's not just my culture that feels that way. Maybe it's a general thing. But yeah, that's my hot take, really. Like it is what it is. It's a hot take. You don't have to agree.
You
with
don't
me.
have to apologize. That's
No,
why
I'm not apologizing. I'm just
Yeah.
making it clear. So, but like, yeah, it's more of a cultural thing. I would say.
Right,
But like,
right.
my take is that I think dresses should cover more than
Okay.
they reveal. Do you understand? So the percentage of your body that should be covered should be more than the one that is not
This is,
covered.
tell us you're a pastor without telling us you're a pastor.
Yeah, this is AY's
I
hot
I
take.
think it's more cultural actually.
Yeah.
It's more of culture. Yeah.
I understand that too. So I don't want to put any of you all on the spot about the hot takes or something. Can you all think about anything unusual? It's
Yeah.
fine if you all do you have any?
We'll be on a break.
Oh
shortly,
yes, we are still live here, and then we'll be back right after the break.
Don't go nowhere.
I am Miss Mary Cox. I'm Killer Thigpen's mother from Awesome Radio.
United Way of Pitt County since 1958 through community partnership provides support
Yes, yeah, I'm meant to understand some people listening online are having some challenges. I hope you all stick with us. We're still fixing it. Yeah, you're welcome. We're still here on Pete Perspectives on Awesome Radio, and we're talking about threads of identity, fashion, culture, and the stories we wear. Dr. Kacheri, I know you are a doctor, a plastic surgeon, if I do say so. Yeah, and we were having conversations earlier on, and I don't think anybody would make a direct connection between fashion and plastic surgery or any of those things. Would you? I'm sure if there's anybody else in the world that would speak to something like that, that's connection. How would that be?
Um, so I always think plastic surgery, especially kind of focusing on cosmetic plastic surgery, but even reconstructive, is directly connected with fashion because, like we were talking about, fashion is a way to sort of demonstrate your culture, demonstrate who you are on the outside, and how, connect with how you feel on the inside. And I think plastic surgery provides individuals and people to sort of showcase how they feel on the inside and match their outside to how they feel on the inside.
Okay, that's interesting. So you think, plastic seriously could be a way of expressing some fashion and identity and all of that too.
I definitely think so. And what's interesting is if you look around the world, plastic surgery varies from country to country.
Oh, really?
It's well known that South Korea is actually one of all the countries in the world. The most South Korea has the most common. Plastic surgery is most common in South Korea.
Oh, wow.
But all around the world, plastic surgery is done, and different types of procedures are done because it represents the fashion and culture of that society.
Interesting. Now I'm curious. What would South Korea as, what's the most common?
So focusing on eyelids and sort of eye surgery is very common.
Oh, yeah?
But there's other procedures as well.
That's interesting. Do you think you could help him reduce the size of his head?
No. Okay, first of all, it's my head.
Yeah.
It makes my head look bigger.
And then
It's not-
he thought I was gonna ask him some very serious stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. No, I didn't even think there was a connection, but now it kind of makes sense too, because people want to show up a certain way, people want to appear a certain way. So I think
Because I mentioned, I mentioned earlier when I was talking that there's a way fashion makes you feel, apart from how you appear to other people. There's a way it makes you feel. So I think I kind of understand where that comes from. So maybe some people would want to feel a certain kind of way,
Right.
and they decide to, do something to change that and make them feel the way they want to
more
feel.
confident. I mean,
Yeah,
that's why
yeah,
there
yeah.
is like BBLs and stuff too. I yeah.
Victor playing devil's advocate.
No, yeah, it's interesting. So, yeah, I'm just curious. I just thought about this. Do people have like their favorite fashion pieces? Like something, if you don't have it on, you don't feel like the same way, or like the kind of thing you always have to show up. So, for some people, it's like a watch, like a timepiece.
Yeah.
Some people feel, I mean, that's probably one of the reasons people get expensive timepieces, because obviously it's one of those things people say,
Yeah, talking about watches, I was gonna say something
We have
else.
a call,
Oh, okay.
so hold that thought.
Good morning. You're live on Awesome Radio. You're tuned into Pete Perspectives. Who do we have on the line?
Good morning, this is Onyemeyo.
Yes, Onyemeyo. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling good, but at the same time, I'm not feeling good. It's just like a mixed feeling. Understand?
Okay. Well, I care about how you feel. But this morning, I don't know if you've been able to listen. I know some people said they had some issues listening on the link, but I think Facebook and YouTube is working well, and all that. And this morning, we are talking about fashion, we're talking about creativity, and then we are asking folks their fashion hot takes, all of these in celebration of the Fashion on Display event by the Greenville Museum of Art on September the 11th. So, do you have any fashion hot takes? Or your mayor?
Yes, like we said about the people complaining. That's the reason why I called. Understand? Because the whole network is messed up. There is no communication at all. A lot of people have missed out on this wonderful topic this morning because you have an interesting topic this morning. But the
Yeah.
network has messed the whole thing up. We
Yeah,
can't
we're
hear
fixing
you.
it.
The thing is echoing. So there is no way we can get the phone. Nobody is having fun as long as this program this morning is concerned. So that's why I called.
Yeah, thank you for
Understand?
calling. Thank you for listening. And we really it's good to know there are people on the other end who love to hear us, who love to join in what we're doing. Yeah. And like I said, we are fixing the link, but then you can hear us. We've gotten some feedbacks too over text that we're sounding really good and clear on Facebook, YouTube, and some of the other streaming sites. But we'll fix up the link, the live link, in a bit. Yes, but just before we leave you, we're talking about fashion, obviously. Do you have any, fashion hot takes? Do you have any opinions, you want the rest of the world to hear about fashion?
You mean you said fashion something? Can you bring it down to a layman understanding a little bit? Sometimes
Okay.
English confuses
Yeah,
me.
that's true.
And
So,
I'm one of them. So
right.
just,
So basically, what's a strong opinion you have about fashion? That's probably maybe that might be unpopular, but it's your opinion anyway.
Yeah.
well, fashion, from my own opinion, fashion is very good and is very nice
Mm-hmm.
activity. Let me just put it that way.
Right, right.
But you, as a human being, your fashion, everything depends on you.
Okay,
Understand?
okay,
You bring out your fashion every day, morning, afternoon, night, as long as you're living. People
okay.
identify you through the way you come out. And I believe that's fashion, through the way you are being designed and through the way you are being identified. Like you, Victor,
Mhm.
I have seen you several times.
Okay.
Understand? You have fashion.
Okay. Oh, thank
Human
you.
being.
Even though
Yeah.
It
Panity
is
doesn't think so,
chieftaincy
but it's fine.
fashion.
Yeah.
Chief Victor.
So
I don't know if I
that's
agree
it.
with you on that, but okay. That,
Bro, who cares? Nobody
yeah.
cares about what you agree about.
So, so you are one of the person that I have seen that has fashion.
Oh, thank you.
Understand?
Thank you.
Uh-huh. So that is the little I can talk about this morning because the whole thing
Yeah,
this
the
morning
network
just
thing. Yeah,
got
it's
me.
annoying.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm
So
sorry you
the
have to
spirit
deal
is
with
not
that.
there.
I'm sorry
Uh-huh.
you have to deal with that, but just so you know, you can also join us live on, YouTube, on Facebook, on any of the other streaming sites, and
Yes.
we'll work to
It's
get
it's
the
on Awesome Radio WECU
on
on
Facebook,
Facebook,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, Awesome Radio
And
WEC.
and also on YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
Awesome Radio WECU.
Yeah, and
Yes.
we're working behind the scenes to fix that. But thank you so much, Emil, for joining us. We always appreciate hearing from you and hearing the things you have to say. Thank you, and I hope you do have a good, awesome day today. Come on, one time for Emil.
All right, bro. Have a nice day.
Yes,
Bye.
yes, 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 yes.
All right.
Oh, yes.
So for
Yeah.
those listening to us, if you're having challenges with the live
Live link,
link,
yeah.
you can go on YouTube and join us on Awesome Radio WECU. Just one word, Awesome Radio WECU. We're live there and we're very clear and we apologize for some of the technical
Yeah,
glitch
we were
we've
fixing
had
it too.
so
Maybe
far
it's
today.
probably we had so much awesomeness in the studio today, so it's messing with the airwaves. Yes, don't forget we still have an event, an amazing night out on September the 11th. It's the Fashion on Display event at the Greenville Museum of Arts, and we'll be having vendors, will have runway walk, and we'll have an open bar, complimentary bites, and all of those things. And also, for the first time this year, we are having an Imagine Designer Showcase where local fashion designers and creatives can, submit 1 to 5 looks, and then some of them get selected, for the runway show. And you can grab tickets at gmoa.org.org, www.gmoa.org. Yes, so we're talking about fashion timepiece, the fashion, your favorite fashion piece. Do you all have any favorites? fashion. I mean, I told you earlier I like the earring. Yeah.
Yes.
And then you told me something about it. Can you?
I always try to look for unique
Okay.
pieces
Sounds
that
like me.
have a story behind it.
Okay.
Yes,
What's-
my earrings are handmade
Ooh.
from antique copper by a woman out in Arizona.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
So I always like a story behind whatever I'm.
so. What's the most
buying.
interesting story behind any of your favorites? Maybe earrings or neck chains or something. Do you have any? I'm just curious.
You know, that's
Oh
my
yeah.
that's
Oh,
my
this is your
best
best story.
one.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for giving us your best one.
Wow.
That's actually impressive. And this is handmade.
Yes, all
Wow, that must.
handmade and hand hammered
Oh,
to
okay.
give it the look that it's got.
Wow.
Wow.
That
That
is
sounds like a lot.
amazing. Well, Dr. Kacheri, do you have what's your favorite way to show up? I mean, you look like a tech bro, though. Yeah, I mean, but it's true. Like with the t-shirt and the jeans, it's
Yeah.
simple. Like high net worth individual. And showing up simply and all that. So,
Yeah, so I think I so maybe it doesn't I don't display it today. I do love when I'm out with just the family.
Uh-huh.
I love a baseball cap.
Okay.
Whether
Okay.
I'm sporting, I got
guys,
my Red Sox cap when having come from Boston recently. I have my Buffalo Sabres hat from when I spent
okay.
time.
wow.
I think we have another caller.
Oh, we have
so
another caller?
just-
Okay.
Just a moment.
okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Good morning. You're live on Awesome Radio, and this is Pitt Perspectives. Good morning. Who do we have on the line?
Good morning, it's Ayodeji.
Hey, on time for the Nishika. Good morning, Denishika. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm good. I hope you guys are doing well.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
good.
know we've gotten some complaints about the live link. Where are you listening to us on?
Facebook
Oh,
Live while
okay.
I'm driving.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I hope you keep your eyes on the road while you're listening
Oh,
too. though.
absolutely. I'm just listening.
Yeah. We appreciate you listening. I know you've been listening. What do you have to tell us this morning? Maybe about your fashion hot take or how you use fashion to sort of show up, the way you are in the world.
Well, fashion is definitely universal.
Okay.
People relate to it. I don't think I'm very fashionable,
Mm-hmm.
but I do believe in like signature pieces. Like I feel naked when I don't have like earrings on.
Oh, okay.
I like color. Yeah, but as far as a hot take,
Mhm.
I just think people's fashion should age with them. So, as you grow older, there's nothing wrong with being stylish. I just think people's fashion should age with them.
That is interesting.
Wow.
So you were talking about you don't want a 50-year-old dressing like a 20-year-old or something, right?
Right, yeah, like there's some things that you may have to retire after a certain age, just saying.
Okay.
That is actually a hot take.
Very
That
hot.
is, yeah, that is. I mean, and it makes sense too. I see what you mean.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
but I was going to actually ask if you've attended a runway show at some point.
Oh,
like
yeah?
If you've ever attended a runway show or a fashion event, something like what we are having at
Greenville Museum
Greenville
of
Museum of Arts. Hello, are you still there?
Hello?
Yeah. Did you hear the question?
I'm sorry, like
No, you
part of
good.
the signal went out. Can you ask me again?
Yes. So I was asking if you've ever attended a fashion event or a runway show or something like what we're having at the Greenville Museum of Arts.
No, not that I can remember. I don't think I've ever been to anything like that.
Oh wow, this is your chance.
This is
to
your
actually, to actually get one too. How
Yeah,
about
it's
that?
happening on the 11th of September.
Yep,
from
5:30
5:30
to
to 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, will you guys post like the link to buy tickets?
Yes, gmoa.org, like the
.org.
Greenville Museum of Arts, gmoa.org. you know. And then you,
Okay.
yeah, you tell your friends too. I know you've got stylish friends. And then,
Oh,
it's a,
I will.
yeah, it's a celebration of local culture and creativity and a cool community event to come out to. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nishika, for always listening and for going through high hell and high waters to listen to us. We really appreciate hearing from you every Saturday morning. Come on, one time for the Nishika. Yes. Yeah.
Have a good day.
Yeah, have a
And
good
you
rest
too.
of your day.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think
if you-
before,
Bye.
yeah,
You
I
go
think before the call, Dr.
Kachari?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was going on about how his baseball cap
Yeah,
is
yeah,
out.
yeah. I mean, I
supporting-
wouldn't even, that's good to know, you know.
Yeah,
I like to keep it casual. When
Oh,
I'm
yeah?
Here, we're gonna style my hair a little.
Yeah, it looks good too.
Yeah.
It looks good. That's also the thing about, fashion. And I think, so I like colors, obviously. And I feel like fashion is personal. I feel like, especially for me, before I step out, I'd like to think about how I feel. If I don't feel comfortable in stuff, and mind you, I mean, I have a broad spectrum of things I feel comfortable in. I think it's one of those, very, very interesting things. So your favorite fashion, pieces would be like the baseball caps and all that.
Well, right now, my day to day is scrubs.
Okay,
And
yeah,
so,
scrubs, okay.
Scrubs are sort of what, and you were talking about earlier how when you see someone in a room,
Yeah,
that
you-
how just when they wear the same clothes,
Mm-hmm.
you immediately can connect with them. I was at my daughter's school yesterday, and it was all parents, and there's one parent that walked in with a scrub, and immediately they're like, I connect with them immediately because they're both wearing scrubs.
That's
It's just kind of funny how that
That's
is.
interesting,
Yeah.
and I think that's true for literally any kind of thing you wear. So I remember, I think it was 2 years ago, I was at a football game, at this year football game, and I looked down and saw someone with a red cap.
Oh,
Yeah, I knew this was an
This is
Igbo
an
chief.
Igbo one.
That's an Igbo chief right there, And I had to go down. So the red cap is something that looks like this, but it's not hand woven, and it's one of those things two chiefs would wear in my culture, from Eastern Nigeria. So I saw the dude down, around 5 or 7 rows down, and I had to go down and talk to him. And dude has been here. I think he's a medical doctor. He's been here for 40-something years.
Wow.
Yeah, and he still sort of kept
Yeah.
to the roots and things. I mean,
Identifies
with the
with
full
his
big
culture,
beats.
yeah.
And
Wow.
so imagine coming to a football game dressed up like a chief. Is that not amazing? And I think that's actually what fashion does too.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think, is there any bad fashion?
Well,
well,
I mean, and you all are welcome to say
Yeah.
something too.
I don't think there's anything such as bad fashion
Mhm.
because I feel like fashion is personal.
Yes,
Right?
Okay.
absolutely.
And then depending with the trend, maybe it's personal. So I don't think there's anything such as bad fashion. And I'll take it back to what I wanted to say earlier. And then what Dr. Shari said
Bro,
about
are you
putting-
slow?
No, no,
you
about-
said this like 10 times.
No, no, I was,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I was talking about his hair, like
yeah.
styling his hair.
Yeah.
I feel like hair is also a part of hairstyles is a part of fashion as well, because I remember when I was younger, my parents would always cut all my hair off, like not
Yeah.
all of it, but
I'm
make it as flat,
traumatized actually
and
from
yes,
even
as
hearing you
flat
say
as
that.
possible. And most African kids go through this. They feel like keeping a lot of hair,
Makes you look
identifies makes
irresponsible.
you look irresponsible.
And then there's a functional thing. They don't have to. The time it takes for them to pay for a new haircut.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it's
No, and the
an
fact that they pay
economic-
for a hairstyle and then the barber just touches it, and like
Yeah,
this is all
nah.
you're doing for
Bro, I'm
you're
traumatized.
you're supposed to
actually.
get your haircut.
Well,
And so the older folks maybe
I'll think in their defense. I feel like when you have a lot of hair, it takes a longer time to maintain it. And they expect that as a child, or maybe you're still a pupil, a student, you're in school, you're expecting to focus more on your schoolwork than trying
opposed
to.
your
Yeah,
fashion
that's
hair.
Pastor
hair, you
Ewa,
know.
in case you're wondering
So
who's
you know,
talking.
I feel like that's probably the idea, because I know a lot of African parents want your head like just cut it off. I don't want to
Yeah.
see your hair. So I think
Right.
that's why they do that. Yeah, but I mean that's also something interesting. So now you have changed your style.
Yeah,
Your
my
fashion.
style changed when I got into 7th grade, and I was
Guys,
I was
you need to
finally-
see Patrick's hair. It's a lot. But yeah, we'll
So-
be going on this break very quickly. You're still on Awesome Radio, and we'll be back shortly.
I am Miss Mary Cox. I'm Killer Thigpen's mother from Awesome Radio.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. You're still here for the last ride. It's been an amazing conversation of fashion and creativity, and yes, and we're excited to have Colin and Dr. Kacheri with us, share, with us, and then talk about the Greenville Museum of Arts Fashion on Display events. And right now we have someone new on the mic. We have Trista Reyes Potter, who is the executive director, right?
Yeah.
Of the Greenville Museum of Art. Say hello to the mic.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So come on, one time for Trista. Yes. So, I've known Trista for a while, and I think one of the things I enjoy has been, sort of mobilizing volunteers for some of the Greenville's, the museum's events. And I think one of the things I noticed is that I don't know if it's just me, but there is so much going on around the museum all year round. Would you want to talk to us about some of that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So we are always we host several events throughout the year, and these are ways to kind of bring people in that aren't like classic arts audiences.
Mhm.
I think art museums really have this like reputation of not being super accessible or
Yes,
welcoming.
yes.
And so we have these events that are supposed to really, or are meant to really like bring people in for new
Mhm.
things. So we have a fashion show. Obviously, fashion and art are very much connected. But we
Mhm.
also have a games event where
Uh-huh.
we, bring kids and college students in for games, which you can make an argument for why that's related to
Right,
art, but it's
right.
really just about fun and having a good time. So we like to do a lot of different things to make our space feel welcome and let people know that it's a place that they can come back to.
Right, that's amazing. And I think if I remember correctly, the people can tour the museum.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. So we do tours every week, and we can do tours anytime, really. But so the museum is free
Uh-huh.
to visit during
Very important,
Tuesday
it's
through
free.
Saturday. Yep. And we have a really diverse and cool collection, lots of different types of artwork, a lot of southeastern, like United States, but
Okay.
mostly North Carolina artists, but something that we're growing and getting different types of mediums in and different types of artists in. And we always have exhibitions that we are like rotating on, a few times a year. So always something new to come in and see for sure.
That is
So,
amazing.
I wanted to ask about. So I mentioned earlier that I'd never attended a fashion show,
Yeah.
and so I was going to ask, like, what can I expect especially for someone like me who is coming for the first time? Like,
Yeah,
what
that's a
should I
great
expect
question.
from-
Yep. So it's both a social evening, and there's obviously this kind of programmatic aspect with the fashion show. So you can
Yeah.
come, you can drink and eat a little bit. You can shop from some of the local like jewelry vendors that are
Mhm.
going to be there, and then the fashion show takes about 45 minutes to an hour with
Oh,
an
okay.
intermission. You can buy raffle tickets, so there's opportunities to kind of win prizes, and then after the runway show, we have like pop-up shopping from all the participating boutiques, so you can go and buy looks that you saw
Oh,
on
wow.
the runway immediately. So it's pretty
Oh.
like, come and hang out and socialize for 45 minutes, sit at the runway show for 45 minutes, and then shop, and then you're going home.
I think
Oh,
that's
wow.
exciting. And I wanted to speak to something you said earlier, because typically museums seem very bougie.
Yeah.
Is that
Yep,
the word?
Yep,
You know?
bougie. Yep.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, but it feels like it's for the aristocratic folks
Yeah.
and stuff. but-
Historically, it is.
right?
Yeah.
But knowing that, I mean, the museum here is accessible. You can,
Yeah.
have a lot of different events, and you would notice what different events. You all have like a Halloween event too, right?
Yes, so the one after the
Halloween
fashion show.
Artini?
Yep, at the end of October, we have like a Halloweeny Artini, which is like a costume cocktail
Uh-huh.
party for
Okay.
adults, and it's really fun. We're going to have a lot of cool stuff. And then the
Aw.
daytime event later that weekend is the Jamborini, so it's for all families. We get like 700 plus attendees
Wow.
for this. We fill the museum inside and out with activities, games, trunk or treat, all kinds of different cool stuff. And that is a free event for anybody to come to. The daytime one is. The
Wow.
nighttime one is a ticketed event similar to to the fashion show, but the
That
Jamboree is free for everyone.
amazing, amazing. Hey, thank you so much, Trista, for joining
Yeah,
us and
thanks for
sharing
having me.
about the museum. And definitely would love volunteering at the events, and then we'll definitely be able to come around. Come on, one time for Trista. Trista, you should shake that with us. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you guys for always staying tuned with us. And just before we leave, we have a couple of upcoming events. Let's see how much we can get in before we leave.
Yes, we already mentioned the fashion on display event.
Yes,
that is
September
happening on
11th.
11th of September by 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Greenville Museum of Art. So
Yes,
we
you know,
expect
the
to see everyone
40th
here.
annual Winterville Watermelon Festival is happening this weekend, and I think it started on the 21st through August the 24th, tomorrow, and it's from 12 to 8 p.m. daily. You can come out for food, live music, rides, and of course, lots of watermelon.
Yeah, and don't forget the 40th annual.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh no,
Yeah,
don't
the
forget
family
the family health block
Yeah.
party that happens on Saturday,
Today.
August 23rd.
Yes.
At the government office complex in Greenville. They have free medicines, free health screenings, food giveaways, and activities for whole families.
Yes, so as always, you know, we always leave you all with some inspiration for the week. So for this week, you know, I want you all to, or we want you all to know that what you wear is not just about style. It's a reflection of your story. And in the same way, the choices we make each day tell the world who we are and what we stand for. Let's wear our values proudly, whether that's kindness, resilience, or creativity. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, I think I like that. And of course, we saw today on the show that fashion can be more than just, fabrics or wares or clothes. It can be a bridge between cultures and generation, and of course, connecting people. So
Yes, and go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so this week about the story your outfit tells. It always tells a story at all times. And maybe choose to add a little more color, a little more courage, and don't hesitate to be to put some love into the mix.
Yes, and I mean, one last time, we're excited for the Greenville Museum of Arts Fashion on Display event. It's September the 11th from 5:30 to 8 p.m. and you can grab your tickets at gmoa.org. And, you can also submit 1 to 5 looks if you're an emerging designer here in Eastern North Carolina. That is all from us today on Pitt Perspective. Big thanks to our guests for joining us. Remember to grab your tickets. See you next time, next week. Don't touch the dial. Still, bye.